I always say that, there's 5 stages to change. They go like this: pre-contemplation. This isn't. I didn't make this up. This is from Motivational Interview.
Yes.
Pre-contemplation, contemplation, planning, action, maintenance, and sometimes relapse. So there's 5.5. And oftentimes as adults with young people, we come in at planning or action. We like tell
Yes.
them how they need to be,
100%.
or
Yes.
what's going to happen, or this is what you need to do. And they are at pre-contemplation.
Yes.
Like, it hasn't occurred to them that a change could occur, or something that they're doing is not the best way to do it, or how they're being is not the best way to be. So when we enter assuming that they don't know, we are dignifying where they are, and they don't feel nagged and dragged. They feel like, oh, now I have insight. And more than half the time, kids will make the change that we're hoping to see when we enter where they are.
Well, and
Yes.
Sam, in the sports world, think about the parents that kind of force their kid into a sport. Like, maybe it's a sport they played and they excelled at, and it's like, well, I was a lacrosse player. We're in Maryland, Betsy, so lacrosse is the hottest thing. And it's like, I was a lacrosse player. I played in college, so here's a lacrosse stick at 3 years of age because you need to, follow in mommy or daddy's footsteps and play lacrosse. And there can be that parent can have planned out the next 15 years of a kid's life in a sport that they might hate.
Yeah. And I'll say, as a parent myself, and my daughter did play a sport that I played, and I will say that some of this is likely subconscious. I introduced something, I was like, this was fun for me. So
good intention, positive intention.
Good intention.
Yeah.
And at some point, we as parents may be in pre-contemplation. To what extent am I zooming out and really looking at whether this is fulfilling for my child, or is this a me thing? And I'll share a story. I told you my son burnt out, right? He was playing AAU basketball on a team that was a really fun group of people to be with on the weekend. So he liked his teammates, and I really liked hanging out with the parents. They grew to be.
You will play this sport because I have friends. Yes.
That's kind of what it was. They grew to be a set of unlikely friends that we all got together on the weekend. Yeah. That's who I spent those 7 games with most weekends. And when he was burning out, my husband said to me, I think this may be his last year of basketball. And I was kind of like, oh no, you're wrong. You're predicting. My husband, when he was dead on. He's like, I think I see him not thriving. And I didn't want it to end. Yeah. And of course I didn't stop him, but I don't know. I probably didn't create as much space as I could have for him to be thinking about whether basketball should be over, because I had some skin in the game and it was utterly mine, not his at all. And my husband did a much better job than I did. And he quit basketball and he was so much happier afterwards. He was so much happier. It was the right move for him. And I miss those parents still.
Yeah. Well, and if they're listening, Sam says hi. Yes. She thinks of you often.